Welcome back to Across Louisiana. Well, they're a force bringing culture to New Orleans area and to Louisiana as a whole. There's always lots of exciting new exhibitions there, and here to tell us about some of the new exhibitions at the Historic New Orleans Collection is Terese Devlin. Welcome to the show, Terese.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
We always love having the collection on because there's so many things always going on there.
It's
very
true.
enriching activities, and I know you have some exciting ones coming up, so give us a scoop on what's new.
There are no slow days of summer at the Historic New Orleans Collection. We currently have 3 exhibitions on view right now. We have a show about films that were made in Louisiana. It's called From Cameo to Close-Up, and Louisiana in Film, and it looks at some of the earlier works. It goes back to 1918 movies that have been shot here, set here, that are, you know, somehow feature Louisiana in their story and their storytelling. We also have a photography exhibition featuring the work of Richard Sexton, and that one's called Creole World: Photographs of New Orleans and the Latin Caribbean Sphere. And we have a jazz exhibition that looks at the singing trio, the Boswell Sisters, who grew up in uptown New Orleans and became radio darlings in the 1920s and 30s.
You know, we mentioned the great exhibits that you have going on there, but for the folks out there who might not be familiar with the collection and what it is you do and the sorts of things that you feature, tell them a little bit about that.
Sure. We have been around since 1966, and in that time period we have provided a service to communities in that we are a museum, we're a research center, and we're a publisher, and we are dedicated to preserving the history and culture not only of New Orleans, but of the entire state of Louisiana and also the Gulf Coast and the Gulf South. So our holdings definitely pertain to Baton Rouge and throughout the state of Louisiana, as well as Mississippi, Alabama, especially like the Mobile, and even down into the Pensacola areas.
Absolutely, and that's an area rich in history, rich in culture, and lots of things to sort of preserve and to help educate about, right?
Indeed, and as a research center, these items are available to the public, not only through our exhibitions when you can see them on the wall, but also by coming to our research center and where you can kind of interact with a lot of these items. The research center is free, it's open to the public, you don't need an appointment, but we do encourage you to make an appointment because it'll allow you to make the most use of your time.
Absolutely.
And a lot of our holdings are also digitized and available online.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I know we've talked a lot about the exhibitions, and rightly so, but you touched on it briefly earlier, but obviously the collection does a lot of publishing too, which is a really key function. Talk to me about that.
So we have been publishing books since the early 1980s, so for more than 30 years. And we have, our titles sort of reflect our mission. They celebrate the art, the history, the culture of Louisiana. We publish the Louisiana Musicians Biography Series, which has biographies of Ernie Cato and Harold Batiste. We publish the Louisiana Artist Biography Series. And we have other titles that look at more dedicated pieces of history and culture, be it New Orleans silver, maps of Louisiana, and our current exhibition, Creole World, is also our latest book.
And it should be mentioned that these books are always widely recognized for their excellence as well.
We're very proud of the awards that we win for these books, yes.
You know, I think one of the things that maybe sets you apart from other museums is there's really a lot of ways for folks to interact with you. I mean, touch on that a little bit and tell me a little bit about some of the ways that it can become more of an interactive experience for the viewers.
Sure. Well, of course, we love when people come down to see us, and we're located right in the heart of the French Quarter. We have 2 locations, so they can visit us on Royal Street or on Charter Street. But we're also accessible through our books, which are available at stores, all independent bookstores, national retailers, and through our website where they can see the collections online.
Real quickly, give the folks that website so they can go to find out more.
www.hnoc.org.
Fantastic. We look forward to it. Thanks so much for coming on and giving us a scoop on all those great events.
Thank you for having us.
When we come back on Across Louisiana, it's time to talk Back to School Bash. Don't miss it.